All right, everybody. So it is December 13th, Monday. We are going over personal development and events and the importance behind it. I've created some slideshows for us this time, so we'll be following along throughout here. And I'm just going to pop you all there so I can see you still. So basically, I just put this together, so I thought it was really important that, we kind of really deep dive into why it's super important to focus on our mindset when building this. I think it's the number one thing out of anything, because it's the thing that's stopping you from where you're currently at to where you want to be, right? So here are some little pointers, okay? So what is personal development? Don't mind these little figurines. As we all know what personal development is, right? But it really does allow you to be proactive rather than wait for things to happen. It helps you kind of get out of your own way. It brings self-awareness. It helps you get out of your head, right? We live in a world where personal development isn't really taught to us. We're really taught go, 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 and this is life and everything's happening to me. So it's really, really important that you're focusing on yourself, because when you pour into yourself, you're able to give 100% of you to the people that you love and love you. Okay. Well, I think I went way over. Nope. So here are the 6 core benefits of personal development. So obviously one is self-awareness. When you have self-awareness, that is the key to opening the door to figuring out, who are you? What's going on? Where are these limiting beliefs coming from? Where are these beliefs? Where did they start? Was it when you were a kid? Was it something that you saw growing up? So self-awareness is the key, number one. Number 2, a sense of direction. Once you're aware, you can start figuring out where are your weaknesses, where are your strengths, where are your limitations. And then from there, you're able to pivot, right? So when you're able to pivot, you go to number 3, improve focus and effectiveness. So now that you have a gist of what's happening, you can either just be like, okay, I see it's there, I'm just going to ignore it. Or you can actually focus on the things that you need to improve and get more effective at those things. And what I have found personally is the limitations that I had in the beginning when I started Isagenix have actually become my superpowers now, because I decided to change my way of thinking around it and really develop them, right? Number 4, more motivation. Now, people always are saying to me, I'm just going to wait till I feel more motivated. And I'm here to say that's a lie, guys. To get motivated is to take action. The moment that you take action, what you're doing, you get motivated. The moment that you see the work that you're producing as a result of taking action, you get motivated. You get hyped up about that. You're proud of yourself. Number 5, greater resilience. Okay. Especially in network marketing, you're going to hear people talk a lot of smack. People are going to say stuff. People are going to put you down. They're going to doubt you. Regardless if it was network marketing or not, they're going to say something, all right? And typically, guys, it's just a projection of their own insecurities onto you, okay? So really, you got to build that strength, that mental strength to build resilience, okay? When somebody says something to you, it's human to feel a little bit, oh, damn, that kind of hurt. But you're going to choose to move forward from that and not stay back or go back. You know what I mean? And then lastly, number 6, more fulfilling relationships. I have brought in the most amazing women in my life when I started working on myself. And I was talking to Carly about this the day. I wasn't always, I had my girlfriends, but I wasn't like a girl's girl or actively go out there and want to make friends. I was actually quite judgmental, always insecure and intimidated by other women. I mean, the woman, I don't even know who that girl was anymore. It makes me laugh. But I really had to work on myself to make an effort to find all of you. So there's 3 girls on here. I met Carly at Bumble BF on LinkedIn. I met Alexis on Bumble BFF. And I met Talisa on Instagram, okay? Not connected to me whatsoever. I'm from a different country. I don't have that network, but because I worked on myself, I energetically was at a higher level where I was bringing in other women of similar awareness, of similar passions, and moving forward, and wanting to be around amongst women and grow and stuff. Whereas before, the old Steph, I would not be into this at all. Okay. So then, this is just kind of going over what I've already said about self-awareness, right? Oh, sorry guys. Just the key points, right? It's really just to understand, like, to ask yourself better questions. Whenever you're feeling some type of way and things come up, you ask yourself a different question than what you normally do. What's your default response when something happens? Right? Start asking yourself better questions to get better answers. Sense of direction, again, it's super important that you start figuring out, like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? What is this teaching me, right? Instead of like looking at it as, why is this happening to me? What is it teaching me right now? I always say that when things are happening to you, or when you find you find yourself in a different scenario than you thought you would be, maybe ask yourself, like, is this feedback from the universe? Is this feedback from God? What is something that I didn't learn before that I need to know now in order to move forward? Okay. Again, we went over this improved focus and effectiveness. When you start mastering this, you're going to soon realize that, yes, it's pointless, right, to be a perfectionist. It's pointless because we're always working to improve and constantly get better. So why do you want to just reach a certain peak and just stay there because it's comfortable? There's no such thing. You want to always keep moving forward, and looking at just getting 1% better every day, right? Because that adds up to a whole year. More motivation, again, like it gives you that opportunity to realize that you are going to be more motivated. Everything that you want is on the other side of taking action. And taking action can be scary. Taking action can feel some type of way. I get that, especially when we're reaching out to new people, or we're asking a direct ask, or we're wanting to connect. It's intimidating sometimes, but the more that you do it, the more you get motivated, the more you get inspired. And because a result of that, they may or may not join your business, but you now have them in your network. You're connected to those people. Where else could you guys collab and help one another? Or could their friend of a friend know somebody that could be your superstar one day in your business? So always like keep thinking beyond just that level, that first level. Greater resilience, even like I was saying before, when people say some mean things, right? It also gives you the ability to say no to the things that are not serving you anymore. And learning how to build boundaries, right? And this is something that I found a lot of difficulty doing in the past, because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to let people down. I don't want people to think differently of me. But the moment that I started working on myself, I realized that there was things that I was unwilling to accept anymore from people, especially attitudes, behaviors. So I learned to say no, and no with grace. The worst thing is like saying yes to something, and you show up and you're passive aggressive and people feel your energy, and then it's just not good. So saying no is a superpower in itself, especially in this world. And then lastly, yes, fulfilling relationships. The more that you develop yourself, the better relationships come, because you start attracting people at those levels. Okay. So I always recommend this, guys, like especially as you're building your Isagenix business. If you have 10 minutes a day, which we all do, 10 minutes minimum, work on your mindset. Okay, even non-Isagenix related books, podcasts, videos, YouTube, articles, whatever it is that you're into, however you learn. Here is a recommended reading list. Okay, these are the ones that I think are great. You want to write these down or take a screenshot. GoPro Eric Worre. I know a few of you have listened to it or are listening to it or need to. But GoPro by Eric Worre, he is the one that just, did GoPro his 12th year doing it. Some of you watched Emily Vavra's segment, which was phenomenal. But these are like the 7 steps. Like GoPro's the 7 steps to really understand network marketing and what you have here. Okay, it's really important. When I first started, this is what I read. Some people listen to it, whatever works. The 4-hour work week, this is a great one as well, about network marketing and kind of just, you know, getting out of the typical 8 to 5 life and mindset and looking for options. The 4 agreements, this is all about mindset. This is a great one. The 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. Okay, this is, I was telling Talisa about this one on the weekend. This one is a real good one, guys, because you literally, there was an actual study on this, that us humans, we literally have 5 seconds in between, like when you wake up and you hear the snooze to the moment that you hit the snooze button. Like, the alarm to when you hit the button. You have 5 seconds. You're either going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get up, or you're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and snooze. Whatever your default is. I mean, I think my default has been snooze, okay? If I'm being honest with you. And I don't like that. I actually don't like it. And so it's really, I'm working on this 5-second rule with anything. Even like when I'm about to send a direct message to somebody that I've been talking to that I know would be amazing at our business, I'm like, fuck. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just send it. All right. And it's been like it's just been lingering there, ready to press send. All right. So I feel you guys, but do it. If that works for you, do it. That's a great one. Then the Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. This is money mindset. I went over this last week. This is a real great one because it really helps you with that. There are limitations with our money mindset, and it's really important that we start figuring out, like, what are they, right? The more, again, bringing that awareness so that you're able to pivot to figure out what your limitations are with money. One of the things that's not on here is Earth is Hiring by Peter Kelly. She is our upline, but she wrote a fantastic book called Earth is Hiring, one of the first books I ever read after hating books in my personal development journey. And she has a great explanation of just life and money. And one of the things that I love that she put in there was writing a love note to money. Writing a love note to money, because, you know, I used to be the person that's like, oh God, I don't want to look at my bank account. Oh, I don't want to deal with it, or all the things I had about it. And she would say, like, imagine if that was a person and you're like, oh, Steph, I don't want to look at you right now. Oh, don't. Like, what type of energy? Honestly, do you think money would want to be around you? No, we're literally energetically pushing it away. And so the way she talks about it is so good. So good, guys. So I recommend that. The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Again, that's mindset and self-sabotage. If you guys deal with self-sabotage in any way, I'm a big one for that. The Big Leap is great and an easy read. And then How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is a classic book, you know, all about connection, learning about yourself, and being a big influence, right? Making a difference. So that's that. Podcasts, these are the ones I recommend. And if you have anything else, feel free to put it in the chat. Has anybody popped on, by the way? No? I don't think so. Hopefully not. Nope. Oh, one chat. Okay, no, we're good. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to make sure no one's missing out. With the recommended podcasts, Official Isagenix podcast is fantastic. You have business inspo in there. You have product information, training, stories about, you know, people that, you know, used to be, you know, in the military, to being a 6-figure income earner, to being a teacher, to making 7 figures, an attorney and a judge that used to work it in their chambers, in and out of trial, their Isagenix business, and were able to set themselves free. There's so many different stories in there where, you know, you can relate. Okay. The next one is Network Marketing Ninja by Fraser Brooks. I love this guy. He's so fun. He's from England. He's just a funny guy, just real, raw, unfiltered. I love him. And he has great social media tips. Very good social media tips. I recommend him. The next one, Earn Your Happy by Lori Harder. You guys, I don't know if you know, but yeah, Lori Harder is with Isagenix. She became a millionaire, but she has her own brand and her own, she's creating an alcohol company now called Light Pink. But her podcast is amazing. I love it. Lifestyle, business, mindset. And you hear stories from like women and men of all different backgrounds of entrepreneurship. All right. It's Emily Vavra. You guys know, I mean, she's thebomb.com. And then the School of Greatness, Lewis Howes, the same thing. Life, mindset, business, phenomenal. So I would always say, and one of my mentors said this in the beginning, turn your commute into university on wheels. You know, whenever you're commuting to and from work, wherever you're going, I always have a podcast in, no matter what, while I'm getting ready, in the shower, chores, anything. I'm listening to something. It's important with what you're listening to. Because if you actually do a little stock take of everything you listen to in a day, and then you kind of reflect on how you're feeling at the end of the day, you'll be surprised how that really affects your subconscious. So just be mindful of what you're listening to and make sure you're feeding your mind. And it's true, the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine, right? And I listened to a great podcast by Ed Mylett about that. You know, it's what you do now is going to reflect in 90 days. It's going to show up, right? So how are you going to show up now, regardless if it's Christmas or not? And you guys, I don't know if you've heard about the 10,000 hour to master your craft. Have you heard about that? Yeah. So I can't remember his name, Armand something, but he created this rule where, you know, it takes 10,000 hours to master your craft. Okay. But it's not just waiting there and saying, I've done 10,000 hours and nothing's happened. It's taking deliberate practice and action to actually make it happen, you know, with the 10,000 hours that it takes. So again, looking at each challenge with feedback to pivot, because it's going to take you 100, maybe 1,000 times to get to where you want to be, right? But like doing it with grace and looking at it as, wow, what an opportunity, what a great feedback, you know what I mean? Life is teaching you, because you can't learn this in school. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. I used to be in a very fixed mindset back in the day. What about you guys? Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's so interesting as you go on this journey, you're like, who am I? So yeah, this is a great explanation, right? Like, it is a true testament that this is the only thing holding you back to what you want. The only thing. So it's choosing. Whenever you feel your mind wanting to go back to, you know, the old caveman days of the fight or flight state and, oh, like, gotta survive. It's like, hold on a second, like, nah, I'm good, right? And then move forward. So that awareness. So why is it important to build personal development when you're in your Isagenix business? Well, a number of things, right? So build your awareness, understand yourself and people more, right? Like, especially that we're in a business of people and communication and networking. So it's really important when you start developing yourself and you're working your personal development, you're actually up-leveling your emotional intelligence, right? You can feel different energies, how to approach people in different ways, because everybody is different, right? Upskill yourself, breaking through limiting beliefs, right? Or at least been aware of it, but willing to work with it regardless if you have that limiting belief, just going with it anyway. You know, to be able to help people and lead people. I had never thought, you know, like 3 years ago, like there's no way I'd be able to do this. And the people that started with me in the beginning, I was figuring it out and I'm trying to lead them. And I'm like, my mind wasn't there because I was still developing as an individual. Right? So you have to understand that you got to give yourself grace. Like, it's an ongoing journey for the rest of your life. Okay. But a beautiful journey to be a part of. Also progressing in your business, right? You are only going to go so far in this business, right? You're only going to go so far as your mind's going to let you. Right? So if there's a certain level that you want to achieve, or a certain income that you want to achieve, or a certain amount of people that you want to help, like, it all starts here. Again, breaking the glass ceilings that you put on yourself, becoming a better you, and unleashing your full potential. right? Because this business is going to lead you into other directions as well. You may meet somebody at NYKO next month that might have something next for you that you've been seeking for. Who knows, right? So it's really important to have that open mind. Now, this is like a next one of like the areas of belief in understanding network marketing and to build belief, right? So one, you got to believe in the products that you're taking. Who here loves our products? They're outstanding, right? Come on. The company, all right, the company. We are part of the best network marketing company, in my opinion. The integrity, the Cougars. If you haven't educated yourself on our company enough, go out there and do it. The compensation plan, guys, we have only 2 legs that we have to build, a left and a right. There's a lot of other companies out there where it's like 5, 6, 8, crazy stuff. You know, a 2-year-old can draw out this, and I've actually seen a 2-year-old draw out compensation plan, right? Our volume never flushes. We get to keep it as long as we stay active. There's so many things. We get the pools, all that stuff. Building your belief in network marketing. That's where you really need to start educating yourself about network marketing and what it can do for the everyday person. So reading GoPro, Cash Flow Quadrant, there's a really good example in there about network marketing and why people leverage that. Okay, believing in yourself, the belief in yourself. Okay, and this is where we go into personal development. Okay, and then you doing network marketing is number 6. Okay, believing in that. And looking at this as a platform where you're growing at your own pace. You know, you're growing without, you know, anybody grading you A, B, C, D, F. F, you failed, bye-bye. None of that here. This is a place where you grow, right? And everything is feedback to get better. Now, these are our core 4 events, all right? We just did the personal development, the mindset, why it's important, right? And why it's important to at least give yourself 10 minutes a day. Okay, now the next one is core events. These are the ones we have: Celebration, New Year Kickoff, University in Action, and Isagenix Academy. Obviously, with COVID and everything, a lot of things have been put on hold, but they're all starting to come back. Okay, so Celebration, our global celebration is always in the US. Next year, it's our 20th anniversary. It's going to be huge, and it's in Orlando, Florida. I cannot wait, especially for Disney World. But of course, Celebration, you know what I'm saying? So this is going to give you an overview, right? We also have our global IsaBody challenge finalists at this event. So all the countries that are involved in IsaBody, one person gets selected. And the last time this happened was Thomas from Australia. You know, it's amazing. It's just you got to go and you understand. NYKO, we got all the girls here on that are coming. You guys are going to be blown out of your mind. It is life-changing. This event changed my life. I went to my first NYKO in January of 2019. So like 6 months into me starting Isagenix, and I was like, I'm home. I am home. University in Action is with David T.S. Wood. Mara has done a few trainings with him. Like, you can see them on YouTube together. They're so much fun, high energy laughs, just out of this world free education that should be like tens of thousands of dollars, but free for us. And then Isagenix Academy. This one's great, guys. Beginner event, but I always believe in always being a beginner and like being a student and always something to learn, because there's always something that you'll learn no matter what. You could read a book, the same book 10 times and get something new out of it. So Isagenix Academy is I think it's like a full day or a full weekend of like step-by-step in-person guiding you through. So that one's really good. That will be kicking off hopefully sometime next year. I don't know much on that yet. Okay. All right, so why events and why are we always talking to you guys? We even spoke about it last week. Why is it important to get to events, right? Because it creates the belief. Remember, going back to building belief in network marketing, it builds belief in you, in the company that you're partnered with, in the industry of network marketing, and the belief in the vision of what this could do for many more that want to be a part of this, right? For many more that don't even know what Isagenix is, or are praying at home, waiting for somebody to reach out to them. one of us, right? So events really help you in personal and professional growth, okay? It is essential. And these are like the gradient of events, right? Like we have our three-way chats, we have our group chats, right? We have our Facebook page. We're doing a sip and sample, us girls in Arizona, the 29th. I think we're pretty much going to be doing it at my place, just for now. Opportunity events, so like when we do our webinars, right? Super Saturdays, can't wait for those to start back up. Those are like big time, like corporate associate run events. Then we have the Isagenix Academy, University in Action, NYKO celebration. And I put celebration there because other countries have their own celebrations. And then we have the global celebration, which is the US one. Okay. All right. So events will paint the vision more than any one-on-one meeting will ever do. Okay. Because it's the energy in the room. It's like, it's just contagious. Okay. Now these are examples here. So this is a sip and sample launch party. This is the first sip and sample launch I ever did on my own in 2019 in February in my mum's massage salon in Geraldton. All right. As you can see, they're just a bunch of older people, matured people there, but they came and it was a good way for me to practice. You can see our labeling and logo has changed dramatically. But this is just getting it out there and talking and doing it scared. I was scared shitless. I had just flown in from Arizona 2 days prior to this. I was tired. That's a long flight, okay? On our isagenixbusiness.com, you can find these sip and sample launch parties, like how to do it, step by step, how to do it. I'll be doing this with you guys, so don't worry. Other ones there. And then these are like things, for example, you want to screenshot this or you want to work with me on some language, right? But basically it's just helping you navigate on how to reach out to somebody. It literally could be, you know, somebody's talking about, you know, wanting to have a side hustle in 2022. You could just say, you know, hey, Morgan, I was thinking about you. You know, you were saying that you want to start a side hustle in 2022. I know you love people, you love health and wellness. You know, listen, I'm hosting a in-house opportunity wellness Wednesday meeting on the 29th. I'd love to have you there. Here are the details, whatever. But you can use this as an example. The truth of the matter here, guys, is you got to reach out. Got to reach out and invite. These are the key points here, right? We want to edify them. So if we're edifying them, we're saying we're having these speakers speak. You could be like, talk about me and my journey. You could talk about Alexis and her journey and how she's been able to get her weight off. She can share her story. You can talk about Carly, you can talk about Talisa. You talk about what you've experienced, right? And the next important point is, I thought of you because, why did you think about them? You know, make it specifically for them so that they feel like seen and heard and wow, it feels so intimate that you thought of me. And then also, you know, we're going to be talking about, you know, why we offered it to them first, why we thought about them first. Okay, so a lot of edification here, okay? Now, build belief and understanding in network marketing. So we've already done this. This is why when you look at this as a whole, 1 through 6, this is why events are really going to help you build all of this. Events will really help you build all of this the more you immerse yourself in everything, right? It's going to go over it all, okay? And so what is the #1 skill in network marketing? Okay, is bringing people to events. Mara said this to us last week. One person who attends and catches the vision is worth $1,000 to you. Okay, just one person, guys. So if you have somebody that you want to bring to NYKO or that you want to bring to our sip and sample on the 29th, or if you're in Australia, the event's coming up for you, do it. Okay, and if they say no, no worries, next, right? There's always somebody out there that's going to benefit from this. So just the overview, right? Getting your head right is so important in this journey. Okay, it's super important. Again, it's the only thing that's stepping in the way of where you want to be. Okay, so we charge our mobiles, I say mobiles because I'm Aussie, we charge our cell phones daily. So we've got to make sure that we're plugging into ourselves and making sure that we are supercharged, right? supercharged up. Okay. And that again comes with sometimes saying no, having boundaries, sometimes saying, you know, actually, this is my downtime. I need my space right now. I've got to do me. Whatever you need to do to make that happen, do it. Okay. That's that in a nutshell. Any questions before Mara gets into our daily checklist? All right, Mara, I give it to you.
That was awesome. I can see why there's no questions, and I know you probably will be sending us some of that. If you could copy and paste that little text with the inviting, so people can save it in their notes and just have that as a little template, and you can fill it in and make it be a little bit more your own. But I think that, yeah, that's awesome, man. I just loved everything you did this week. It was awesome, like great reminder for me as well, because sometimes you're on this journey and you kind of forget that it is so important to create that self-awareness, to be consistent in your self-development, personal development, and that sort of thing. And sometimes it's like the little things of like even just taking time, 5 minutes when you're on the loo to just, you know, do some breathing and just get quiet and maybe ask, you know, within yourself. Like, we have a lot of answers and we don't often do that because we're constantly filling in the time with other things. So I'm for the podcast and everything like that, and I'm also for quiet time and prayer and meditation. So I think that's so important as well. I know a lot of you guys do that as well. And I just, one thing I want to add as well, just to emphasize and just like strengthen the message that Seth just said, was just, I think the key thing with network marketing and just even just in general with like having your own business or starting your own business is your environment. And a really good metaphor for this is, think of it like, you know, like Alexis just got married now, and it's very likely that the Alexis and her husband's friends are also probably other happy couples. And it's the same with us. You know, you end up hanging out with other happy couples because it'd be a little bit awkward if you're hanging out with, like, well, not awkward, but I feel like eventually you're going to have more a couple friends as well, and they're in happy marriages. Like, you start, you know, my husband starts hanging out with some single guys that constantly ask him to go out drinking and partying. That's not the right environment for him. So it's the same with us. It's like what we hear, what we speak, who we hang around with, really, we really become our environment. So the interesting thing about this is obviously we spend a lot of time at work. So if you guys are still in a job, in a 9 to 5, that's going to be a huge chunk of your time. That's your environment. So what Steph's given you guys today with the podcast and little things like that is that you pick yourself back up in having that conversation that people like Ann Vavra and Fraser Brooks and all of them, like, and Lori Harder, that have that millionaire mindset, but that tell you that, hey, I started from the bottom, now we're here, and this has been the journey. Because the real life happens every day, but if real life is always our excuse, then we'll never step up to get more and more uncomfortable into like becoming who. So it's not like I'll go, you know, tomorrow and find 5 millionaires to hang around with so you can become the 6th. It's about slowly starting. And at NYKO, for those of you going, you guys will understand what that will feel like. That will be your first really truthful experience of what that feels like, to hang around with people that are just like you, but they just happen to create incredible abundance and success in their lives. And they will tell you, look into your eyes, into your face, and will say, you can do it too, because everything we do is duplicatable. It's just a matter of doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and never quitting. So the only thing I was going to add, I won't keep you guys too long. I sent the PDF into our group chat, so I might not share my screen, but it's basically a weekly tracker that's basically filling in from Monday to Sunday, and you have different examples. If you're holding an event, how many three-way chats, how many three-way calls you're doing, how many events, how many webinars are you attending, how many spamming reach outs you're doing. So it's not like, you guys know, no one's your boss in this. It's your own online business, and that's amazing. But even myself, I have an accountability partner. I actually have someone from corporate that calls me every Tuesday morning. His name's Rohan. He's lovely. And even him this morning gave me a little challenge, and he checks in on me to see how I'm doing with my reach outs, how I'm doing with my weaknesses would be that spamming, finding, adding, messaging people, direct messaging people. It's like my thing, because I want everything to be super, super, I don't know, authentic and that sort of thing. So I find myself finding and adding people, but then I'm like, I'm not going to message them unless they like accept my friendship and that sort of thing. And even then, so again, me being vulnerable with you guys, and then, that's like one of my weaknesses. My strengths are coaching, training, supporting, pumping you guys up. Literally, I will jump on 100 three-way calls with you guys to do 100 enrollments, and support you in that way. And I really believe in just working with one person at a time. But obviously, in the industry that we're in, whether it's network marketing or real estate, you need to speak to people to find new clients to either sign up or buy your house. Okay, so same. See, it's like the industry is like, it's not even that different from anything else that you would do in life, to be honest. So it's a weekly tracker. You guys can either upload it to the group chat or send it to Steph personally or myself. If you want us to keep you a little bit accountable, it's a good way to see, like myself, where are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. And also, the reason I wanted to add this in is because this time can be a little bit more quiet. And what you guys do this week, next week, and the week after, by the end of, will completely change your month in January. You will literally have people ready in January to get started just because you're keeping consistent this month. So that's why I'm giving it to you guys. Again, no one's your boss. No one's going to check in your homework, but it's a really good way to stay accountable if you need that extra bit. And I know it's like sometimes we lie to ourselves as well. I'm like, yeah, I spoke to 100 people, and I go and like do a screenshot. It's like, it's actually like 25. So that happens. Okay, I know it. Okay, I've done it a million times. So it's more keeping it accountable to yourself. But again, if you need that, please send it to Steph as well. So then we can see where you maybe struggle a little bit, and we'll help you pump up your confidence, whatever else you need, give you some examples. If you send us some screenshots, we'll be like, okay, take it this angle. Just make sure you leverage us as well, because we're there to help you and make sure that you have an awesome experience with this as well. But yeah, that will be it from me. And I do want to leave you guys, I always like to give you guys little challenges. So this one was for me, actually. So I want to pass it on to you. I got given this morning by my accountability partner. And it was to do 100 reach outs by January. So it's like spamming, but just find an ad without messaging, but you will up your social media in such a way that all these people that you found and added now are seeing everything that you're posting. So it's very likely they're going to see one Isagenix post, one of your transformational posts, and then perhaps them reach out to you. So just as an exercise, because some of you guys are still a bit scared of spamming, finding, adding, and messaging people, find an ad this whole month, up to 100 people, if you can do it by January, and let's see what happens in January. Okay, so let's just do it as a test. And again, this could be Facebook and Instagram. So then that way, there's no pressure on you guys. You don't need to message. You don't need to sell. You just want to grow your network and add people. And when they jump on your page, it's very likely they're going to be scrolling and seeing something that you're doing and maybe message you about it. Maybe they will message you about it. So yeah, tracker, have a look in the group chat, maybe take some stuff out, some categories that you're not doing. If you need to, make it more simple. And then find and add 100 people that you have things in common with, from Facebook, Instagrams, from groups, from, people ever, from LinkedIn. Yeah, that's it for me. And I'm excited. Just so good to see you guys. And I'm so excited for your event coming up. And yeah, just high vibes.
So excited. Thank you, Mara. I appreciate that so much. Just to break it down for you guys, 100 conversations, just spamming, just spam, is just 10 people a day. You could do it by December 22nd. Just saying, is 10 people every day. You're just connecting. Like if you see people that online, you're like, damn, I love her vibe. Damn, she seems cool. She's positive. Oh, I love her food. Like anything. Find, add, and engage with them. That's it. And don't forget to write them down or use Penny. I know she's a pain, but she keeps track of things for you. I know she sucks. I know she needs an upgrade. But yeah, whatever you need to do, keep track of these people, right? And lastly, LinkedIn. Guys, LinkedIn is a great way to find people and connect with people. If you want to, I did a full-on training with a guy called Scott Aaron on LinkedIn. If you guys need help, if you want to like kind of create your own new vibe or profile in LinkedIn and how to leverage people, let me know, and I can actually do a one-on-one coaching with you to show you how to set it up, right? How to actually find people. It's so simple. Keywords: coffee, roller skating, exercise. I can find people in Phoenix and it blots it down. It gives me 9 people. Cool, I'm going to connect with those 9 people because we have something in common. It's much easier, more direct than Instagram. So anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Does anybody have any questions or do they need anything? If anything comes up, just message us or message the group. Tell us what you need because we can help you. We can help you break through. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to do my little boomerang as well.
Let's do a quick boomy because I have to run.